Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Keys. Our special guest today is Mr. Clifford Adderley. He will be sharing his story with us about his success and the journey that brought him there. Good day, Mr. Adderley. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good day. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story.
You're welcome. So let's get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Clifford Adderley?
Well, like you mentioned, my name is Clifford Nicholas Adderley. I am 28 years old, and I currently reside in Nassau, Bahamas. I was born in the beautiful country of Haiti, and I just recently completed my master's degree in tourism and hospitality management from Harvard University of Commerce in China. Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. In my spare time, I enjoy music. I'm a avid trumpet player. I enjoy community service projects, and I enjoy just hanging out with family and friends and having a good time.
Awesome, 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 awesome.
Mhm.
So, speaking about success, I know that you have a lot of advice for us regarding the way forward and how to achieve or accomplish any goals that
Mhm.
we may have. What has been the greatest hurdle or difficulty that you would have faced during your journey?
Well, with anything great, um, you face some type of difficulty. And I think at the beginning for me, the biggest difficulty for me was actually getting from that space where I was and getting to a better place. So, like I mentioned earlier, I was born in Haiti. So I came here at the age of 8. I was about to turn 9. And so I think one of the biggest issues for me was adapting to where I had known all my life and to this new environment, starting all over because when I left home, I was in grade 3. And so I had to come here, learn English, start school from the beginning, which included preschool, just to get adapted to the language in terms of writing and speaking. And so I think that right there was one of the biggest hurdles I had to face in terms of, that change in environment, especially as a young child, change in environment, a whole new country, a whole new way of living, a whole new type of people. So I think that's one of the biggest hurdles I had to face.
And this, of course, is a clear example of the overcomer in you. And also, it reflects the resilience that you possess, because
Definitely.
that is definitely a lot for any young child, teenager, or adult to go through and overcome. So, congratulations to you on that. I
Thank
think
you.
that you have done an awesome job thus far.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, who or what has been your greatest inspiration?
I think my mother, and she passed away last year, was my
My
greatest
condolences.
inspiration. Thank you again. I think, she was the first person in our family to actually leave home on that leap of faith, to leave home in hopes of a better future for herself and ultimately her family, and to watch the things that she accomplished while she was living in terms of actually leaving home because she left a bit later than me. She was already an adult when she left home. And so coming to the Bahamas and accomplishing everything that she did in terms of going back to school, she got her pharmacy. She was on her way of getting her pharmacy license, getting her own home and raising 3 beautiful children in this country. I think she really inspired us to keep pushing and to keep doing better and to keep motivated about what it is that you actually want to do and what you want to accomplish. Because a lot of the times, you see people coming from Haiti, you know, like most people would say they don't accomplish much, and so, and not, it's not their fault. Circumstances doesn't provide themselves for most people in our state to actually do more than we actually can do while we are here. But I appreciate her and I commend her and I celebrate her for what she was able to accomplish while she was a living despite all of the obstacles and circumstances that she had to go through.
Well, I am inspired by her.
Yes,
She sounds like a woman of virtue, filled with greatness
definitely,
and grace and
definitely,
wisdom.
definitely,
So she definitely sounds like an awesome inspiration. And like she made or left a lot of great contributions in your life as well as the lives of your siblings.
definitely, definitely.
That is awesome. I love
Mhm.
to hear that. So, my next question, what has been the best lesson or most beneficial lesson that you would have learned during your journey?
There's so much I can say, but one of the biggest things for me is to, I think, essentially not to give up, right? So most times, we have these plans in our head for what we want to accomplish. When we want to accomplish it, what age, what time, how we want it to happen, and sometimes, and most times, it don't happen how we want it to happen or how we plan for it to happen, you know. And one of the biggest examples I can give was with me going to school and getting my bachelor's degree. Initially, I had plans to go away in the US to do my bachelor's. But after completing high school, that didn't work out. We didn't have the money, I didn't have the means, though I had some scholarships. My parents weren't able to afford the other back fees that would have allowed me to go to the US to study. And so I had to change course really quick, and ultimately settled on attending the University of the Bahamas. And it took me a bit longer to graduate, but at the end of the day, I can truly say that is exactly where I was meant to be. I was able to join some wonderful organizations such as Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I was able to be a part of the Student Government Association. And ultimately, after I graduated, I walked away with two of the biggest prizes from the school. And so, again, like I say, most times we plan things to happen a certain way and it don't happen and we get discouraged. So the ultimate goal here is to continue pushing, continue to strive, continue to work on what it is that you can accomplish. Most times we know what's in us, but the circumstances that we are placed in, it causes us to deviate from our plans. And so we have to continue to rise above the circumstances and just continue to be motivated. Sometimes we have to motivate ourselves. We can't wait for somebody to say, well, things didn't work out, let's try this other route. You have to be that person to say, okay, this didn't go as I planned, but I have to map out a different course of action so I can get this goal accomplished. So you have to be persistent and you have to keep pushing. So that was my biggest lesson.
Wow, talk about words of wisdom.
Yes.
Those are definitely some great key points to hold on to.
Hmm.
Anyone who may be experiencing something similar to
Hmm.
what Mr. Adderley would have
and
experienced,
and that
definitely.
and that's pretty much in everything, relationship wise, school wise, work wise. Sometimes we want that promotion and the promotion don't happen when we expect it to happen, but you got to continue working hard. You cannot slack off, because once you slack off, then all of the credit that you have previously put in is all gone. So you got to keep pushing. Even in your relationship, sometimes your marriage isn't going as well as you would have hoped for it to work out. But again, somebody said love is a choice. So you have to be willing and able to say, okay, I chose to love that person and I will stick it out and work through it, even though we're going to these difficult times.
Look how we about to start a whole new topic.
No, not today.
But we will save that for another day at another time.
Yes, definitely.
But definitely, I totally agree with you. Persistence is key. You cannot
Gee,
give up. You have
yep,
to continue whatever it is that you started. So that's
Yes.
definitely some great advice given. Okay, y'all, this man has an MBA, okay? He made it to the top, okay? Like they say, started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Literally, 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 literally.
So he has given his advice, and word to the wise is sufficient.
Yes,
So
yes,
definitely take his advice. He's shown and he has proven
yeah.
that it pays off.
Yep.
So thank you so much, Mr. Adley, for coming on today. Thank you for
It's a
sharing
pleasure.
with
It's a
us.
pleasure.
I feel inspired. So
Yes.
I am pretty sure that the audience listening
And
feels
and
inspired and motivated as well.
definitely. And I just like to encourage you too, just to keep going. Sometimes we look at things and we want, like I said before, we want it to be a certain way. So we were looking for the views, we're looking for the shares, and it's not there. But once one person see it, one person can be inspired by it. So just want to encourage you to continue doing your thing as well and continue to be an inspiration for persons like us and persons all over the world, because you never know where these small clips can lead and how it can impact someone who may just be having a bad day or who just may be in that difficult situation when they watch these small clips. So just continue doing your thing and continue to grow and progress.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
Despise not the small beginnings.
Yeah.
So I know greater is coming. So I
Fact,
am
fact.
definitely inspired and encouraged. Thank you so much. Thank
Hmm.
you for coming on. Thank you for sharing. Thank you to those that are listening, to the faithful audience that I have. I just want you to know that I appreciate you and I thank you. For those first time listeners or who listen sometimes but have not subscribed just yet, please like, share, and subscribe. There is a lot more K keys to come, a lot more words of wisdom, a lot more motivation and inspiration, and
Hmm.
great tips that you definitely do not want to miss out on. So, thank you, everyone, and have an awesome day. It's Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.